Zile nini zinaweza fanya nisaidie zile zinaitwa what? The speakers. Hmm? Sasa usikii nikiongea na wewe. Hello guys, good morning. I hope you can hear me. I hope I'm audible enough. I don't know if I'm in the right place. This place looks like, let me just find a better place. Trying to look for a better position so that I'm gonna be audible and clear enough to be seen. So good morning guys, and welcome to my live. My name is Kevo. Yeah, today I've just decided to go live in the morning. It is 10:40 a.m. here in Africa, in Kenya. And yeah, welcome back again to my live. So the other day I tried to go live, but I had issues with the phone, so I couldn't finish the live. I'm very sorry for those who joined the live, but we couldn't, communicate so well. Thank you so much. As you join the live, kindly double tap the screen for me to like the live. My YouTube name is Go with Kevo, but my real name is Kevin. So today I'm rocking this. Guys, I used to own a motorbike. Today I'm rocking this. This what? It is called a reflector or what? We call it a reflector. This is for safety on the roads. So I sold that motorbike to find a job, but I was scammed of that job. So I went back to zero. I went to my broke status. So I just remained with this thing. This the company that sold me the bike. So nice. So guys, thank you very much for joining. Kindly like the live as you join. Kindly like the live as you join. Kindly like the live as you join. I was sitting there, but it is very hot there. It is mid morning, and the sun is out. The sun is shining. So, guys, today I want to talk about something very sensitive. I want to talk about something very sensitive. And if you're watching me if you are my regular follower and you are watching me every day, then you know my story. You know how we are sharing on. Yeah, you watch every step of our progress. Yeah. So my today's live, I just want to Unataka aje? Ah? Unataka kufanya nini? Usingenisaidia hizo nini? Guys, this stuff.
So I'm still fixing things. I want to try and use this one so that I can be audible enough, because I realized people are complaining about my voice and they don't get what I say when I record videos. So I hope now you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Okay, well, guys, so today I want to talk about something very sensitive. You know, in the year 2004, somebody is at the gate. Nani yako kwa gate? Eh? Ah. Eh. Oh, inafai. Munde nito chak mana iwake ni. Ang'o atim? Amekuwa mbuzi. So hello guys. So now I'm going to start my live. So I've decided to go live today in the mid morning. So that I can complete the live that I started the other day. So today I just want to connect from where I left on the other day. But I didn't post the other live because I didn't like it. I didn't like even the way it ended. So the other day I was just showing you around here. I was just showing you. Ba mano makatakuri wiri kawaya nini. Bawa yawa bro nini. Eh, bro chungi. Eh, wetagi. Oh, wetagi. So I'm doing the live outside. I'm just seated here. I just want to enjoy the cool air outside here. But uh, uh, so uh, yogo eri, yogo. uh, okay, first of all, before I start the live, I want to welcome everybody who is going to watch this live, and to the new subscribers, because I realized that I also missed a few additions to my subscribers. You know, I added some numbers, and as if you're watching me for the first time, kindly subscribe to my channel. You can watch my videos there. There I have a playlist there you can watch. I normally do village vlogs here in the village, showing daily activities, farming, you know, showing you around places. Because now you know I'm a village man. I'm not a village boy, I'm a village man. So my name is Kevin, that is my real name. I'm a father of one daughter, Mish. Yeah, and I'm really, really proud of that. So today I just want to talk about, I want to connect from where I left, but I'm not going to start from where I left. So today I just want to talk about something else, in the year 2006. In the year 2006, a mother was going to give birth. So this is a real story, guys, and it concerns my family. So if you just can give me your ears. I don't know if I'm audible enough. Yeah, I think it is now okay. So in the year 2006, a mother was going to give birth, and in our village. So I come from a very small village in Kisumu, and as the mother was going to give birth, the husband didn't have some cash to take her to the hospital because she had some complications. You know, the complications that are related to giving birth, that are associated to giving birth. So the mother was going to give birth. This woman was going to give birth. The husband didn't have. Actually, she had started giving birth in the village. You know, in the early 2000s, here in the village, in the villages of Africa, in the year 2000s, the midwives, people were just using midwives to give birth, and as they were going to give birth, as she was giving birth, then she developed some complications and stuffs like that, and then she had to be taken to the hospital. So she was rushed to hospital, and because it was an emergency, and there was no money at that time with the husband. So the husband had to act very fast. You know, they normally say desperate times calls for desperate measures. So the father called for a desperate measure. He had to sell land, a piece of land, to anybody who was willing on that same day, so that they can raise money for the the woman to be saved in hospitals. You know, one problem with the hostels here in Africa or anywhere in the world is that you can't be saved. Even if you are dying, you can't be saved in an hostel without. uh, You can't be saved in an hospital without first, putting down the money on on the table. You can't be saved unless, even if you are dying, you can't be saved. So you first have to, even a deposit, you have to even put a deposit first so that you can be saved. So it happened that by that time in the year 2006, my father was still living with us in his parents' compound. So here in Africa, we have a tradition that when a parent gives birth to sons, yeah, yeah, they can give birth also to daughters, but I want to talk about sons. When a parent gives birth to sons, then the sons can, when they reach a time when they can marry, then they will marry and stay with their parents in the same compound, but in their own houses. So, for example, in my tribe, a parent has their own home or house um, facing the gate. Then the sons will build, you know, they will build towards the gate. They will arrange their houses towards the gate. So the first, for example, from my own tribe, the first son normally takes on the right side of the homestead. Remember, the parents' house is facing the gate, and then the first son goes on the right side of the parents, the second son on the left, the third son comes back on the right, and then the other son goes like that. So let's say you are 10 sons, then there will be 5 sons on this other side, and then the other sons will be on the other side, the other 5. So you keep on interchanging. When the first son builds on this other side, the second son on the other side, yeah, then you arrange yourself towards the gate. So that is also, I just want to tell you the importance of that. So in traditional African society, in my tribe, in the Luo tribe, we believe that when sons build their houses to in a manner that they are arranged towards the gate, then they provide security to the parents. Yeah. I go I come at it. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Dongi gide ne gine kelo asiwuoto wa gide ne. Waneno kaka bit. Dongi kidhi yudo kasetieko. Eh, I'm just talking to my neighbor. He just came back. So that my neighbor is the owner of that pet. You normally see me with my new neighbor. Um, so I was saying that when sons build in that manner, then they normally provide security to their parents. When thieves come, they normally approach from the gate. So when they approach from the gate, then they will first meet the houses of the sons, and then the sons will wake up at night and deal with them before they reach to the house of the parents. And so, uh, in the year 2006, my father was still living with us in his parents' compound. Actually, my father, they were 5 children in total. 3 are male and 2 are female. So my father had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. So, and my father is the third born. Is the third born, but the second born son. Yeah, if you understand that. My father is the third born generally, but the second born son. So in the year 2006, my father was planning on how to now relocate because it was now time for him to leave his parents' compound. So what normally happens when you stay in your father's compound after marriage, you build your house before marriage, and then you stay with them as you look for uh, your partner to marry. And then after marriage, you can have children. Then after sometimes, maybe after 2 years or 3 years, in your father's compound, then you migrate. Now you go and start your own. You go and start your own homestead. So that is according to my tribe. In the year 2006, my father is considering a move. He wants to move out of his parents' home, and he wants to go and build his homestead, so that we, as his sons, can also, start building our houses towards the gate, things like that. And then there is no land. So what happens? Uh, he used to, and there was no money by that time. So he used to just collect a few money and put them together, and now they were enough to buy a piece of land where he will be building his home. And then this matter of this guy comes up. There is rumors that he's selling land, and he needs buyers. He needs buyers or a buyer, something like that, because the woman, his wife, is already hospitalized. So my father looked for the guy, or the guy looked for my father, and they talked about the matter. They talked about the issue. They agreed on the payment plan, and they agreed on the price and the payment plan. So because my father wants land, he really wants to move out of. And it was in 2006, 2007. It was a very hot era in Kenya. There were lots of politics going on, and actually, he was to buy that land in 2006 and then relocate in the year 2007. So in the year 2007, there was post-election violence in Kenya. I will come to that later. And they agreed on the price, on the payment plan, and the price was 30,000 Kenya shillings by that time. Yeah, it was the size of that land is the size of that land is about. It is not actually a very big piece of land. It can be a 100 by a 100 piece of land, 100 by 100 meters. Not actually. It is 200 by 100, 200 by 100 meters square, like that. So you can actually calculate the area of that land. So in the year 2006, that piece of land was going at 30,000 Kenya shillings. But I think the price, it was negotiable. And also because the owner had some emergency, they had to talk about it. The owner was looking for money, and my father was looking for a place to, relocate and build his home. So they came to a mutual agreement. They agreed on the price, payment plan, and then my father actually paid that money in the year 2000 and yeah, the year 2006. Uh, my father had cash. There was no mobile money or mobile something or like that. So they looked for, the processes involved while somebody is buying land. You have to involve the area chief, the elders, you know. Yeah, you have to involve people like those. So my father had cash, and they wrote an agreement. It was handwritten, and it was stamped by the area chief. And my father purchased that land. So the guy got money. They went and paid for uh, the bills in the hospital. Unfortunately, that woman didn't live long. She passed. That was so unfortunate. She passed after some time. Yeah, she passed. And then what I didn't tell you from the beginning is that this guy who sold the land to my father, he had a wife who had previously left him and went back somewhere. He went to some lake shores somewhere to sell fish and do stuff. So this woman actually left with children of this guy. and by that time they were leaving. The children were very young, so they had a son and two daughters when they were leaving. That time the children were very young. So when she left, that is when the guy married the other woman who we are talking about here, who has been hospitalized. So when this woman passed, she was married, and now we have land, and now the year is now 2007. So those ones were happening in the year 2006. So the following year, the year 2007, we have post-election violence, but we have to move. You know, we have to move and start our own homestead. So me, as the firstborn son, the year is 2007, post-election violence. People are fighting, but in the village things are a little bit cool. Um, People are fighting. People are fighting in the village, and we have to remove regardless. So my father organizes. We moved, we moved and built a structure on that land. Before we moved, we used to cultivate that land. The whole of 2006, because we were waiting to move in the year 2007. So the whole of 2006, we were cultivating that land after buying it, and we used to get a good fortune from that land. So after we moved, now we divided the piece into portions. We built a structure, we put a structure, and the rest of it we were cultivating it. And so, what for? So after, I don't want to go to the part where the things we did, how we lived there. But in the year 2000 around the year 2010, yeah, the year 2010, that woman came back. The woman who had left this guy came back, and now the other guy, even the guy is now dead. So when she heard that her former husband is dead, she came back. So this woman came back to reclaim the pieces of land which were left by this guy. So in African traditional society, especially in my own tribe, I want to be specific about my tribe. So when this guy died, the former woman who had left came back to reclaim some of his properties. And by that time, there was no properties to mention, that just land and maybe a place to stay. Let's just say, call it a place to stay, because she had left with children and now she had nowhere to go. You know. So here in African traditional society, once you are married to somebody and they have paid your bride price, especially in my tribe, then you are actually their partner. So they can actually come back, and they will be welcomed by the society, by the people in the village, because you had been the bride price had already been paid, so you belong there. And it actually works just like the things that we do in papers. The modern marriage where we go to court or to lawyers, and we have a marriage contract or marriage what? Yeah, that letter yeah, that marriage certificate. So here, once I pay your dowry, then you automatically become my wife. So even if you go and get married somewhere else, if that guy doesn't pay for your dowry again, then you can't be buried in his home. You will be buried at my place. You will automatically be brought back here, because that is where you belong. So this woman came back, and she wanted a place to stay. They were still left with some pieces of land, and the, the piece of land that was left was just opposite because it was just one land and it was cut for us. So the other piece that remained was left for them. When she came back, she put a structure. She built a house on that piece of land there, opposite to our home now. So the gates were facing each other. My homestead is facing their homestead like this. So this woman, uh, now after 2010, now 2013, we were just living peacefully like that. And then after 2013, now the people of the village, I don't know who she started consulting, just the people of her family. In a village, you must have an extended family, like things like those. So people started, that family, people from that family started pushing her to fight for this land that was sold to us. Do you hear that? Now she was not there when the land was being sold. So people started pushing her to, to claim this part that was sold to us. She was not there. She doesn't know what happened, and the things that happened when she was not there. So she's just being told, and this is a story that she understands very well, that the wife that your partner or your former husband married was having troubles, and they had to sell this piece of land for this amount so that can they can help her, and that is how the piece of land was sold. She understands that that is a language that anybody can understand, and the money was paid. So because of greed, because of I don't know, jealousy and what. So this woman started developing some stories, just slowly by slowly, and she is being aided by her brother-in-law. Her husband had brothers. So the brother who is still alive, actually, he's just one brother who is still alive, is somebody who has had these issues with the land. They just want to, they sold the land to people long time ago, and now they have seen that prices of land have hiked. Now in 2020, from 2020, from the year 2020, the prices of land have hiked even in the village. So they sold the land to people in the early 2000s, and now they have seen that prices of land have hiked, and people now are developing, stuffs. Now they want to reclaim those lands, which they actually sold to people, and they were paid money. They want to reclaim them, and then they want to sell them again. Or if they are saying like that, and if you don't want that, they want more money from you. While you paid the money for that land, you you helped them when they really needed that help. But now they are trying to get more money from you, or else you move and leave their land. You see that? So that is what I want to tell you, that this woman, when she came back, James Net, new subscriber Kevo. Thank you very much, James. Thank you very much for joining. So I'm just telling you something that is happening in my village that is bothering me so much. I want to ask for subscribers for your advice. You know, something is really bothering me here, and I want to talk about it today. I don't know. Can you tell me if I'm really audible enough? Because today I'm using some microphones here. One is even in my on my. I have put one here. There are actually two, so I'm just trying to move them around so that the sound doesn't go away. So can you type for me in the comment section and tell me if I'm audible enough? So before I go on, I have a new subscriber, I think, and a new friend who commented on my yesterday's video and told me that he was advising me, yeah, I need to be audible enough. So I found these ones so that I can be audible enough. And he also told me to develop a great personality behind. I have a great personality. It's only that the problems I've been passing through they have been demeaning me. And also, the challenges that are making me to not be audible enough or not be making interesting videos. I want to start addressing them. So that is why I'm talking about this story today. So when this woman came back, she started with these tactics. She was now collaborating with her husband, with her brother-in-law, the one who is remaining, and they are pushing us to, to move away from that land. That is what now they are saying. They want us to move away from that land, or we add them more money. You know, the land was sold at 30,000 Kenya shillings in the year 2007. You see that? But now in the year 2020, that was in the year 2000 when they started this issue now. In the year 2020, they started bringing up this issue. This land was sold to you when I was not around, and I don't know what happened. I don't know the woman you saved. I don't know what happened with my husband. I was not there. So this piece of land, I also have children who will want to build on this land. You need to move away from this place. All those chaos. And my father is like, this land, I even have a written agreement. Even me personally, I read about the agreement. I read and saw what was in that agreement. The agreement was even signed by the area chief, you know. And now this woman is like, no, you can't move, you can't live here. You can't live on this land. You either move away or you add me more money. So my father, just to cut the story short, my father was like, oh, you know, it had been an issue. It had been an issue. So from the year 2020 up to 2025, now those are 5 years, we have been battling, battling by word of mouth. We are like, no, no. She keeps on threatening us like, I will go to report this issue where, and we wanted her to go and report it so that the case can be filed so that we can actually follow up because we know with us we bought the land and we paid for the money. So we would have won the case. And we kept on pushing my father. We kept on pushing my father. No, don't listen to that woman. We kept on, advising our father. Don't listen to that. Me and my mother and my other siblings, we have been telling him, no, don't listen to this woman. But now the problem comes in where this woman, she is believed not to be a very good woman. She's believed not to be a good woman because when she left, she went to she went somewhere, and it is alleged because we don't have full evidence, but things like superstition and things like that in mambo, eh, things like superstition and incarnation or what, things like those. You cannot accuse somebody if you don't have evidence, but it is alleged that, and we know this is somebody we have lived with in the same village, in the same way. We have been neighbors for long, so we know what happens there. We know everything that is happening. Aya, utapunguza volume juu utanipea nini huku. So we know what is happening. Uh, we know her behaviors, her characters. Even witches, even night runners. You can't accuse somebody when you have not caught them red-handed and have evidence. But something that is alleged and that is believed, it is true. You know, it is true that I think I will have to move now. I'll have to move to this place so that I can tell you this story the way it is. Uh, so there's so much noise outside there. All right. So guys, the story I'm talking about, this woman is believed to be using black magic. That is what it is. She is she's believed to be using black magic or juju, Yeah. So, here in Africa, when you have cases or matters involving land and things like those, then somebody might even die. So my father was like, no, because I know this woman and her tricks, I don't want to bother her so much. So you know what? She's asking now for 200,000 Kenya shillings. Guys, remember we bought that land in 2007 for 30,000 Kenya shillings. In the year 2025, the woman is asking for 200,000 Kenya shillings for a very small piece. So we told my father that, we have a piece of land somewhere, a piece of land that was left for my father by his parents. So I was telling him that we have a piece of land that was left for you by your parents. Why don't we just leave this place? Remember, we have lived on that land for from the year 2007 up to the year 2025. How many years are those? So many years, right? Yeah, about 17 or 18 years. Yeah. Remember, we have lived on that land for that long, and now this woman is telling us to move away from that land, or we pay her 200,000 Kenya shillings. And my father is like, this woman is using black magic, and somebody can even die. When you are talking about land issues, somebody might even die, especially when there is wrangles about that land. So my father was like, I'm now viewing it as now as my father. From his point of view, I can just see he was like, I have children, and if I go back to build on my father's land, then my children will not have a place to go and build their own homes once they move away from my home state. So he's like, I think he has been arguing just solely, he has been arguing that I have just to pay for this amount that she is asking for without involving so much quarrels with her. So that is just my point of view, and I know that is what he was thinking. And my father refused to listen to us. He refused to leave that land, go back and build on his father's land, and instead he chose to pay for this money slowly by slowly. Remember, my father he has no strong income. Have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you very much, James. Thank you very much. So my father is like, no, let me just talk to somebody here. We, nani? Hebu punguza volume, inasikika mpaka huku. Hmm? Inanisumbua hapa, itanipea copyright. Hebu punguza kabisa. Hivyo iko sawa hivyo. So there's a girl who is on TikTok there, and she's scrolling, and the music's being heard will give me a copyright, and I want to post this live today. So my father refused, and he decided to just work hard and slowly by slowly be paying that amount. 200,000 Kenya shillings is a very huge amount of money, especially when you are buying a piece of land in the village. But he said he will pay for it. And up to today, I think he has cleared that amount, because by May he was remaining with around 20,000 Kenya shillings. Today, fast forward, I think he has completed, because that is his land, and being that right now I can't help him to complete the payment, so he had to complete the payment by himself. So by today, he has completed paying the 200,000 Kenya shillings that was asked by that woman. So he just decided to pay this money because he believes that this woman is because this is a woman who has been walking around, roaming around the world, around the beaches and those places. They normally use dark magic. So she threatened. She's not a woman to joke with, by the way. So she threatened, and my father just chose peace over quarrels. So he paid. So lately, uh, when I was telling you this story, there was a lot of things that were happening. There was a lot of things that were happening during this period between when the woman came up to the year 2025. So this woman, because she had provoked my family, and she had developed a uh, you know, a very cruel relationship between my family and her family. And my father actually gave birth to five sons. You are five sons, and she has one son. So this woman, because she had developed a very cruel relationship between my family and her family, she felt that she felt threatened. Also, she felt that because she has done this thing, when we are seeing, we the sons are seeing, then this issue will bring more issues between my father's sons and her sons. Actually, right now she has two sons. The other one was very young, but right now he is grown. He has grown, and yeah, he's now somebody. So, because she felt threatened after doing all this, causing all this trouble, she now started dealing with my brothers. So my brother, there was this one who was very sharp, just like me in school, and he joined the school that I went to, that is high school. And then this boy, all of a sudden, somebody who loved school, who liked school and was doing so well in school, this boy just started disliking school, and he doesn't want now to go back to school when schools close. And then when it is time for opening, this boy doesn't want to go back to school. This boy is now performing very poorly, and it is believed and alleged that it is this the same woman who has been causing all this trouble in my family. So she has been dealing with all my brothers to an extent that they stop going to school. They don't finish school. If you try to come out sharp from primary, when you go to high school, you just develop an attitude and you don't want to go to school, and you start becoming sick. So they start by becoming sick first of all. They become very sick. I can see a handle here. I think I can use this one. I don't know if this is going to help. No, it's not going to help because I'm using a microphone. So my brothers, they are not. They become sick. A brother can become sick and get bedridden for even 2 years. So I have this my brother who was very sharp, and he went to school. He disliked school. He became really sick. This My brother had to go and stay with the pastor for 3 years, 3 good years. No, it is more than 3 years, for 4 years. So when he was prayed for and he became well, now time had elapsed. Remember, he was in Form 2 when he became sick, and now after 3 years, this is somebody who the group that he joined school with have completed even Form 4. Now this boy is saying that it is now late, he can't go back to school. So we found a college for him, somewhere he can learn these jobs that are done by hand. So we sent him there. So we don't want him to stay around the village. So now that is the first one. The second, uh, my second brother also developed the same thing. You know, Now when she sees that somebody is coming out sharp, she's trying to suppress them so that you don't come out sharp. So that one day, because she's now saying that, oh my God, did I say she? She's now seeing it as if, because she had caused trouble between my family and her family, when we come out sharp and someday we develop and we become somebody, then we might also start fighting the sons. which is not what we thought, not what we want. You see, that is not what we want. But now for security purpose or for things like that, I don't know if somebody is understanding me. I might be talking from my point of view, from my village people, because I understand my village best. But this is something that happens. This woman, she's seeing that she will die first. That is the truth. She will die and leave the sons, and even my parents will die and leave us. But when we are left, we saw what happened, how they treated my family. You know, we tried to tell them that we tried to tell this woman that when your husband wanted money, we helped him and we gave him money to go and do to sort his issues out. Now you come, you don't know what happened. You have been even given the letter, the agreement to read, or it has been read to you. You have understood the terms that were there when these things were being done. Now you are here, you have read all that, you understand all that, but you still want money because of greed. Because this woman had nothing, there was nothing she was doing. After she came back, she was just there around the village, just gossiping around, asking questions about other people's families, and that is how normally people behave, people with such kind of attitude. So she has been suppressing my brothers. So one of these fine days, my brother was in. My brother had been somewhere, and where he is, I'm not going to disclose because we don't even want to be around the village. Because when she sees us around, she's just jealous, and her eyes, get full of us. Really, she doesn't want to see us around. When she sees us around, she's just thinking of bewitching us and making us get lost and doing so many sorts of things. You know, so that is what has been happening. That we don't want to stay around home. She made and she's been fighting us. You know, the sons of my father. She has been. She. It is like she took an oath to fight us. As long as she's alive, she's pushing us. She doesn't want us to grow. You know, she doesn't want something like that because she's afraid that when we grow, when we develop, when we become somebody, when we have money, when uh, when we have money, we will start uh, disturbing the sons, you know, or her children. So my brother was calling me a few days ago. He was calling me and telling me that you know uh, I have been my brother, the same brother who stayed with at the in church. This my brother stayed in church for 4 years. So when he came out, he was taken to a place like a school. It is like a polytechnic to go and learn something that is done by the hands. So when we took him there, uh, when we took him there, we don't normally want to be around home because this woman is not a good person. So my brother was calling me and he's like, bro, I was talking to my former pastor, the one who prayed for me, and he's like, he's seeing some things about you. Like he's foreseeing, I don't know how to foresee somebody, the Holy Spirits, how they foresee something. So the pastors can foresee. So he's telling me that my pastor, he called me and he told me that hey, Kefa, my brother is called Kef, you have a brother, and your brother is being monitored by somebody in your village. You hear this, guys? Your brother is being monitored by somebody in your village, and this somebody in your village is against your family, the whole of your family, all your brothers. This somebody who has declared war against all your brothers. So your big brother has been put in a mirror, guys. Can you hear this? So your big brother has been put in a mirror, and now this woman is monitoring his all movements, everything that he's doing. And I'm like, what? Monitoring me? How is that even possible? So I asked somebody, and, and because me, I don't believe in in superstition, in all those things. I asked somebody, and somebody's telling me that those things can sometimes be true. Nyinyi kujeni tu, mi sina shida na nyinyi. So I asked somebody, and somebody, my neighbor actually, my neighbor was saying, no, those things don't underestimate them. They are normally true. So if that those pastors called your brother and your brother called you, telling you that somebody is monitoring your movements and and then they can be true. So I've been asking myself, is that the reason why I've been, suffering like this? Mhm. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end this live from here, but I'll do a continuation of this part. So we will continue from that part next time. So stay tuned. If you watch me for the first time, kindly subscribe to my channel so that you get the part two of this story, how things have been moving. You know, yeah. Bye bye for now.